Everyone is telling you that Dubai property crashed during COVID. Let me tell you something. That's not true. And misreading what actually happened in 2020 is causing investors to mistime the current cycle very badly. I'm Tahir Majithia, founder of Prime Capital Dubai. We've helped investors deploy over 5 billion dirhams of capital in Dubai's real estate market across multiple cycles, including the period everyone gets wrong. And in this video, I'm going to show you what the data actually reveals about Dubai's property market from 2014 to 2020, why COVID marked the bottom but not the crash, and how understanding this changes everything about reading today's market. The biggest myth: COVID crashed Dubai's real estate property. There's a real reason this story has traction. Let me lay out the strongest version of the case. In March 2020, Dubai went into lockdown, just like the rest of the world. International flights stopped, tourism vanished overnight, the property market froze, viewings halted, transactions obviously plummeted, and rental vacancies spiked as expats left. By May 2020, industry reports were showing 30% rental decline in some areas. Transaction volumes fell 45% year on year according to the Dubai Land Department data. If you're watching from London or New York, it looked exactly like a property crash. But the numbers support that trend. DLD reported residential sales values dropped from 17.7 billion dirhams in Q1 2020 to just 9.8 billion dirhams in Q2, a 45% quarter-on-quarter collapse. Average transaction prices fell 15% between February and June. Developers started offering payment plans and waiving registration fees, classic distress signals. The intuitive logic is compelling. Global pandemic equals economic shock equals to a property crash. It's the pattern we saw in markets worldwide. Why would Dubai be different? Now, if you stopped reading there, you'd conclude COVID crashed Dubai's property market. Most people stop reading there. Now, understanding market cycles like this is one piece of the puzzle, but building a portfolio that accounts for full picture, that's where the strategy comes in. That's why we put together the Prime Capital 2026 Investor Strategy Kit. It's a data-backed guide that walks you through how to build a high-yield portfolio in today's market, what to target, what to avoid, and how to structure your entry. It's free. The link is in the description below. Now here's what not every agent will tell you. The reality, the 6-year slide. And why? Because most agents selling property in Dubai today probably were not there prior to COVID. Now here's what changes when you look at the actual mechanics, and this is very important. The story I just laid out treats COVID as the crash trigger. It wasn't. COVID was the bottom of a decline that started in 2014, and let me show you how. Dubai property peaked in early 2014, driven by speculative buying ahead of the Expo 2020 announcement. Then the Central Bank of the UAE introduced loan-to-value caps at 75% for expats on properties under 5 million dirhams. That single regulatory change started a 6-year decline that nobody talks about. Now, this was not just the only factor, but one of the factors. The data is unambiguous. According to DLD's own transaction records, average prices fell 35% between Q3 of 2014 and Q1 of 2020 before COVID hit. Villa prices in Emirates Living dropped from 1,650 dirhams per square foot in 2014 to 950 dirhams per square foot by January 2020. Downtown Dubai apartments fell from 2,100 dirhams to 1,350 dirhams per square foot over the same period. Here's the mechanic that matters: oversupply. Between 2014 and 2019, Dubai added 45,000 new residential units while population growth slowed. Occupancy rates fell from 92% to 84%. Yields compressed from 8.5% on an average to around 5.5%. This wasn't a sudden crash. It was a grinding 6-year bear market driven by supply and demand fundamentals. So COVID didn't crash the market. It marked the bottom of a cycle that had been declining for almost 6 years. Transaction volumes in quarter 3 of 2020, mid-pandemic, were actually higher than quarter 4 of 2019. By December 2020, prices had stabilized and begun recovering. Now, what are the risks of my reframe being wrong? If COVID had triggered a wave of developer defaults or mass mortgage foreclosures, it would have been a crash, not a bottom. Neither happened. RERA data shows developer escrow accounts remained intact throughout of 2020. The central bank's payment deferrals prevented a credit crisis and the mechanics held. The 2020 story isn't about a crash. It's about a cycle bottom that most investors missed because they were looking at the wrong time frame. So if the reframe is right, what changes for you in practice? First, stop pattern matching Dubai to Western property markets. When London or New York property corrects 10% in 6 months, that's a crash. When Dubai corrects 35% over 6 years, that's a cycle. The time scales are completely different. If you're waiting for a COVID style crash to buy, you're waiting for something that already happened from 2014 to 2020. Second, look at the cycle duration, not event driven moves. Pull DLD transaction data for any Dubai district for over 20 years, you will see a 5 to 7 year cycle, not a 18-month correction. The investors who bought in mid 2020 weren't buying a crash, they were buying a cycle bottom identified throughout duration analysis. Properties purchased in quarter 3 of 2020 are up by almost 65-70% today. Thirdly, track the supply pipeline versus absorption rate, not headlines. The 2014 to 2020 decline was predictable from supply data alone. Today, a market has opposite dynamic. Absorption is outpacing delivery. RERA reports 35,000 units scheduled for 2026 delivery against an absorption rate of 42,000 units annually. That's a structural tailwind that matters more than any single event. Understanding cycle mechanics versus event-driven narratives is the difference between buying the bottom and waiting for a crash that never comes. Now you have to understand one thing. Why am I talking about this? The main reason of making this video and talking about this is that throughout that entire cycle, I was here in Dubai. At that same time, we were still renting properties, we were still buying properties, and we were still selling properties. What happens is, just because the markets are down doesn't mean that there are no opportunities. Even in a down market, you do find some great opportunities. In fact, almost all of my clients who bought with me from 2016, 2015, 2016 up until 2020, not a single property is today sitting in negative equity or the price has gone down. No, they are all, even after the current geopolitical situation, they are very comfortable because their purchase price was really great. Second thing, the properties they bought were with good developers and good quality developments. This is something which is very important. Whenever we entered into a property, especially from an investment perspective, we always saw one thing. The demand of a certain type of a property versus the supply of similar type of units in the market. Even if in a bad market you're entering, you need to make sure you enter into the right property. And that's what the difference is between a seasoned real estate investor and an advisor versus someone who's just been in the market for the last 3-4 years. So my advice to you guys is that if you are looking at getting into this market today, you make sure you're getting into the right product. It doesn't matter if the market is down. It's in fact a good thing, because when you're buying, when the markets are down, you know one thing, that it can't go worse. Eventually, the markets will pick up and prices will go up, rentals will go up, and you are the one who's going to make money. Now look, it's one thing to understand the theory and it's another to execute on it. Because every investor's situation is different. Your budget, your timelines, your tax position, all of these can change the strategy. If you want a clear plan tailored to your specific situation, book a strategy call with me or my team. We will look at your objectives, your capital, and your timeline, and we'll tell you honestly whether Dubai makes sense for you right now or no. And if it doesn't, we'll tell you that very clearly. The link is in the description below. And guys, one last thing. If Dubai is on your radar and if you want a plan that fits your specific situation, the strategy call link is in the description. Now, everything I've covered today assumes you can identify where we are in the current cycle. And that raises a question I haven't answered yet. Are we in the 2014 or 2020 today? That's exactly what I'm going to break down in my next video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I'm Tahir Majithia from Prime Capital Dubai. We help investors invest with a plan and not a pitch.